In a land far from the rush of cities, beyond the noise of traffic and the brightness of tall glass buildings, there lay a quiet village called Greenhill. The sun in Greenhill was warm but not harsh, its light spilling over fields of golden maize and green vegetable gardens. Chickens scratched the soil near small mud houses. The scent of fresh bread drifted from the bakery each morning, and the laughter of children floated through the air like a song. For as long as anyone could remember, Greenhill Village had believed itself to be a safe haven. And that safety, they thought, came from one man. Officer Bakos. Officer Bakos was the only policeman assigned to Greenhill. His uniform was always neat, his boots polished, his cap tilted just so. To the people, he was a walking sign of order, a man who kept trouble away. He strolled through the market with a small notebook in hand, nodding at traders and offering his usual line, "Don't worry, I'm here to protect you." To strangers, he looked every inch the guardian. But as we all know, appearances can be like still water, clear on the surface, hiding currents beneath. Bakos was a man with two faces. One, the smiling protector, the other, hidden in the shadows, whispering deals that had nothing to do with keeping the peace. His day began in the sunlight, but his nights belonged to closed doors and quiet conversations. Behind the locked shutters of a small hut at the edge of the village, Bakos met with strangers from outside, men with heavy briefcases, women with faces hidden under scarves. Words were exchanged in low tones, and envelopes slid from hand to hand. One Thursday morning, the market women gathered early, setting up baskets of tomatoes, yams, and smoked fish. Before the sun rose fully, Bakos arrived. He smiled, cleared his throat, and announced, "From today, every trader must pay a small security fee. It is for your protection, to keep the market safe." The women exchanged glances. They'd never heard of such a rule before, but no one argued. After all, it was Officer Bakos who said it. And who would dare question the law? Soon, little payments became bigger ones. A fine here, a case handling fee there. And yet, whenever someone lost goods or faced trouble, nothing ever seemed to change. Then came Ada. She was a young schoolteacher, full of life and curiosity. Ada had come from a nearby town, carrying books, chalk, and a bright determination to teach Greenhill's children not just how to read, but how to think. From her very first week, she noticed something unusual: people avoided speaking openly when Bakos was nearby. Conversations would stop, smiles would fade, and eyes would turn away. One evening, as Ada walked past a row of market stalls, she overheard two women whispering. "I gave him the money last week, but he says I must pay again," one said. "Better to pay than have your stall moved," the other replied. Ada kept walking, but her mind was already turning. She began to keep a small notebook, jotting down strange patterns and unexplained rules. As weeks passed, Ada learned more. She saw Bakos wearing a string of unusual beads, beads the elders said were not mere decoration. They whispered that such charms could make people trust a man without question. Then came the case of the disappearing land. A farmer discovered his plot was no longer registered in his name. The papers now showed it belonged to a friend of Bakos. The farmer tried to speak up, but somehow, the matter was resolved without him, and not in his favor. Months went by. Bako grew wealthier. His house grew larger, his clothes finer. He even hosted a grand feast to celebrate the safety of the village. Goats were roasted, music played late into the night, and people danced, though many wondered quietly where all this money came from. Around the same time, the village was promised a new well. Funds were collected from the people and from donors far away. But as the months passed, no well appeared. The sun still beat down on the old, shallow one that often ran dry. Ada decided to investigate. She visited the local store owner who kept records of all building materials. And there it was, the truth. All the supplies for the well had arrived months ago, but they were gone within a week, taken away after Bako himself signed for them. Ada knew she couldn't confront Bako directly. Instead, at the next village meeting, she told a story. Once there was a tree, she began, that looked strong and healthy. Its leaves were green, its branches wide. But inside, the wood was hollow, eaten away by termites no one could see. The crowd was silent. She didn't mention Bako's name, but many heads turned his way. The elders began to watch more closely. They recorded every fee, every rule, every new demand. Traders united, deciding to pay their contributions into a shared account instead of giving them directly to Bako. Slowly, his grip loosened. Bako noticed the change. Whispers reached his ears. His smile faded. His visits to the market grew shorter, his voice quieter. And then, one morning, the elders came to the storehouse with receipts in hand, proof that community funds had gone missing. He could not explain it away. A village watch group was formed that same week. Decisions now required several signatures. Every transaction was public. Bako kept his uniform but not his power. He became just a patrol officer, greeting people politely, but never again making rules alone. Greenhill Village learned an important truth: safety is not the work of one person, it is the work of everyone. Trust must be earned, and power must be watched. And though life returned to its gentle rhythm, the people never forgot the season when the man they trusted most turned out to have another face.